First one of the season. So this is going to be for the 2024 fall season, kind of the kickoff of kind of how we do things with our leagues. Fall always being kind of the initial winter, spring, and then summer wraps everything up. We'll start with a rink update. So new lights were installed. All LED lights have been installed. All 24 of them have been replaced. So when we had that power surge, it kind of just made sense to go LED at this point. They're going to last longer, be a little more reliable. They come on right away. There's no buzz anymore at the rink, which is nice. So you're not going to hear that annoying buzz throughout the rink anymore. And myself and the assistant director, Ben Brouillet, had a chance to see it last night with the lights, with the sun going down and everything, and the lights were awesome. Nice daylight look, so it's going to be awesome for the goaltenders, players alike, and especially with the new floor being white itself, it's really going to brighten that place up. And give credit to Nerc and their staff, did a hell of a job cleaning up just the outside area. All of the glass has been fully cleaned, all the puck marks wiped off of the glass. They've been doing a good job of cleaning in between the boards and doing all that before the floor comes in. So, obviously, as players in the league, we want to keep that neat and making sure that, we're kind of treating it like it's our own rink, because it really is. And with the additions that we're making to the rink, it's going to become, in my opinion, the best rink in the area by far. The new floor, had a chance to kind of put it down in a couple areas. We did use my company outside of the Nerc to level out a lot of the areas of the floor. Now, because it's asphalt, you're not going to be able to get it exactly perfect, but the machine that we use is made for leveling and grinding, and we did repair a bunch of cracks and pits and some of the really low areas of the rink to kind of help out with that evenness. So that is all done. Floor is going to be installed on Wednesday, the 28th, and into Thursday, the 29th. So that's a quick rink update where we are with some things. There's going to be some things changing as well, with just banners and things like that are all going to be, slowly put up over time. But most importantly, obviously the floor is the big thing there. We have actually Tim McManus, who runs State Wars Hockey. He actually works for Stillmat as well. He's going to be coming down tomorrow morning bright and early to help with the installation, to make sure that all goes smoothly. And the big thing about this tile, which I've talked about in previous kind of streams and things like that, is that the tile is a lot bigger, it's a lot thicker, it's a lot stronger. So we did a little video of me throwing a puck down on it where the puck actually sits flat and it doesn't bounce or kind of flip up on you. Had a pass with a couple guys who've kind of just stopped by the rink to check out the progress, and had some passing going on. Everything stayed flat, so the rink itself is going to be 150 times better. For the guys who, really only played at Nerc and a little bit of Sportsplex during the COVID years, you're gonna be completely shocked at how fast this floor is. And for a lot of the guys who play travel, they've all been huge advocates of using this floor. So this is the best floor on the market. Stillmat is a Czech company that makes the best product, quite honestly. As far as the pucks go, they do make a puck that works best with the Stillmat floor. The big thing with the puck is it is heavier. It's almost ice hockey weighted. So we're going to put it as an option for all the teams on week 1. The refs will pretty much approach you, or myself will approach you and say, hey guys, if you want to try this puck, for a game, let's try it out. I would love to move to that puck full time. I could understand why some guys wouldn't want to, and completely honest with you, the IDS puck will work awesome on it as well, because the floor is so fast. The IDS puck actually flies on it. So the Stillmat puck, for guys who do play ice hockey, will probably like it, just because it's a little more weighted on that side of things. But we're going to give the option, and then we're going to make a decision kind of after a week or two and see which way we're going to lean. So we still have IDS in the mix. We will have a bunch of Stillmat pucks for the guys to try out during warm-ups. And then if they want to implement it into the game as well, they have a chance to. And that's what some rinks in the area have done. They've kind of given it as an option. I know the rink out in California that I've posted about quite a bit, Irvine, that's what they did. They basically offered up being able to use a rocket puck or a Stillmat. Rocket doesn't really work in our area just because it is a kind of rubbery puck that it just honestly doesn't settle well in our area, just because we do have a lot of humidity, and with the humidity, the rocket puck just doesn't work well. So we're going to offer it up, and if guys don't want to switch, we're just going to stick with the IDS pucks, and that's totally fine as well. In the lower leagues, my concern is that some guys don't always have the best skates and stuff, where the heavier puck could present an issue in that way of cracking chassis or even hurting someone. So we're going to kind of play it out and see what works. And if the guys like the Still Matte puck, then we're going to move forward with it. We've always used it in the upper league. So our gold league is going to use the Still Matte puck that's already kind of been ran through. Silver seems like they want to lean that way as well. And then we're going to kind of see what the rest of the leagues want to do from there on out. Leading into that, though, we have a fully packed schedule once again for the Weeknight Hockey League. So we have 6 divisions total. I was actually going to rename some of these divisions just because we're not going to do a draft league this fall, just due to the amount of teams that registered. And I wanted to beef up the Gold League a little bit. So what I did, and we'll start there with the Gold League, is we actually took 2 teams from draft and kind of reworked those 2 teams to make 2 additional gold teams in that league. So we will have 5 teams in the gold division. We'll have the defending champions Advocate Athlete. We will have the runners-up Kraken, followed by the Dirty Dogs. They're kind of the mainstays from the last gold division in the summer. And then we'll be adding in Fusion, who's one of our Jersey partners. Ethan Clearfeud's done some great work with the guys in the league. If you've gotten your jerseys through him, you could definitely vouch for that. He also does custom pants, so they're going to be a team in the league. He made us jerseys for draft, and we're going to just carry those over right into the Gold League. And then Lebeda Whips. The Whips have been like the big talk of the town. Lebeda is a great partner with us as well. Just actually had a conversation with Rob Chernima yesterday. And he's going to be doing a lot for our leagues as well, donating some t-shirts, hats, things like that for some of the individual award winners throughout the season and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be really cool that we have a bigger gold league. We did have a team last minute was not able to play, but they will be back in the winter. So that league should go back to 6 teams ultimately, and I would love to get it to 8 teams down the road. And that goes into really our silver division, where there's going to be some crossover games between silver and gold. The big thing with silver is that I implemented a little bit of a incentive for the silver teams when they play the gold teams. So what's going to happen is if a silver team beats a gold team, before we hop into the kind of team list here, if a silver team beats a gold team, they will actually receive an extra point at the end of the standing. So instead of that being a 3-point win, it's actually going to be a 4-point win for a silver team, which could be the difference in a 5-team division of maybe hopping out of a 4th seed into a 3rd seed, or a 2nd seed into a 1st seed, whatever it may be. The main thing I did, and we're going to get into it with some of these other divisions, is I wanted to make regular season a little more of a battle, and not so just, hey, I'm showing up and playing my men's league game this week. I wanted to make the regular season a little more meaningful. So with all the divisions, you're going to see how I kind of broke it down and why I broke it down in the way I did. Some of it is because of just how it worked out. So for instance, with silver and gold, our silver teams, we have the Renegades, we have DHC, we have the Hawks, we have Burns the Electric, and we have District 5. So because gold and silver both have 5 teams, an odd number, that's why they're playing crossovers. And I can't really do that with a lot of the other divisions because there's 2 reasons. One, a lot of guys in the bronze and the coppers and in that realm, they play on 2 teams, so 1 in each division. So I can't really do as many crossovers there. With gold and silver, I was able to work it out where if you are playing on a gold and silver team, you don't cross over against your team in the other division. And it's easier to do it for those 2 divisions because they're smaller. And that generally happens with the top divisions being smaller just because of the talent disparity. But the gold and silver is going to be very interesting. Like I said, I wanted to make regular season a little more meaningful by having those 5 teams. So really in those 2 divisions, you're going to be playing for that 1 through 3 seed, right? So you don't have to play that play-in game of a 4 or 5 play-in. And then the silver, you're really going to be pushing for those gold games where you do those crossovers to not, to get a win so you can have an extra point at the end of the year. Now, because the point system that we use doesn't allow you just to add a point, those points are going to have to be tallied at the end of the year. So once that end of the year comes, I'll be able to add a point and figure out the standings from there. Moves us into our Bronze A division. I think, in my opinion, this might be our hardest division to win this season, because it's not only is it an 8-team division. I was speaking with a couple captains on it right now. I think even if you're an 8th place team, you could beat a 1st place team in this division. That's how tight this division is going to be. So let's go through the team list real quick. We have Carmen's Place, the Sharpshooters. We have Deuces. We have a new team in the Vanture Avalanche. We have Aces, Mad Elfers, Wet Seals, and the Kings. So the Kings are the defending champs of that division. And then the Vanture Avalanche is a new team coming in. Mad Elfers have jumped up from the Bronze B into the Bronze A, considering they've added some pieces from our junior league. 2 really good players in Justin Marlin and Gus Posey. Gus Posey was, I think he was the leading scorer in the junior league, so he's being added into that mix. Justin Marlin, another really good player who kind of got his wheels under him halfway through the season and really took off in that junior league that we had. Vanture Avalanche is going to be a couple guys from the Hawks and then a couple guys from Degenerates Sunday team, kind of combining together to make a new team, and some guys from Carmen's Place last season. So they're going to be very good as well and very deep. I'm very excited for them. They have maybe the best jerseys in the league. We're going to release those once the season starts. But Vanture Avalanche is the team that I'm really looking for. And then the Aces coming back. They're not going to have all the same suspects with their team, so they're going to have some new faces in there. But the Aces should be another team that used to play silver. It's going to be playing in that Bronze A. They played with Cafe Carmela, half of them last year, or last summer, and they were a team that was kind of short in the playoffs, but gave Burnsy a really good run in that semifinal game. So Wet Seals, they're a team that has gone back-to-back, won a couple of championships in the past few years, so they're always a force to be reckoned with. Deuces are another team who's won championships in this division as well. Sharpshooters and Carmen's Place. Carmen's Place had an unreal game against the Kings in the summer, so I'm excited to see them. They finally got jerseys, and it looks like they've had some more attendance, so that's good for them because when they have their full squad, they are a really good team. And Sharpshooters, I know, have added a player and gotten a few players back from the summer. And also probably a big addition in net with Savannah hopping in net. Our girl goaltender from California moved here. I was quick to jump on that. When you see a goalie sign up as a free agent, you want to hop on that fast, and she's come in filled in a bunch of scenarios, and everybody's had nothing but great things to say about her. She's an unreal goalie, played at Utica College, so a huge shout out to her. So that division I went into a lot of depth with because I think it really is going to be the hardest division to win, because even though it's an 8-team division, I think 1 through 8, anybody can win that division, and that's kind of why I think it's going to be such a battle throughout that regular season. Again, trying to make regular season more meaningful. Our Bronze B division and Copper A division, both of these divisions are 6 teams. And the way I did it is I basically took some of the lower half of the Bronze B teams and then the top half and the top 2 really Copper A teams to kind of make a Copper A division. So that's how I came up with really Copper A. Really, it is a Bronze B, though, if you look at the team list, and we'll get into that in a second. But both of these divisions are 6 teams. So my idea around this whole thing was to make as many 6 teams, 5-team divisions as I could, because it does have playoff implications right from game 1. So your regular season now, if you're in these 2 divisions, is going to be very meaningful, because if you are able to finish in that 1 and 2 seed, you're going to get a bye straight to the semifinals and have your 3, 6, 4, 5 playing in as a quarterfinal, kind of almost like a wild card matchup to play into the semifinal. So again, trying to find reasons to make regular season a little more meaningful, and that's what a 6-team division does. So looking at the Bronze B division, we have the Wet Sox, who are making their way back into the mix. Trump's legal team, they played Bronze A last year, definitely a Bronze B team, some of the Wet Seals guys, but they were a team that a lot of guys hadn't played roller in a really long time, and now they're making their way back. So I expect them to be be more comfortable in that division. The Hive, who won it, I believe it was, I think it was last season. The Hive got the Bronze-B or 2 seasons ago got the Bronze-B championship. Turtle Power, who won it in the summer. Rocco's Modern Snipes is the team who came over from the Sunday division into the weeknight, and then the Nighthawks, a former Bronze A team, who also has a new goaltender in Lenny. They're going to be in that Bronze B division as well, and they're always a really solid team. So Bronze B, again, going to be a battle, kind of like Bronze A. It's another one where anybody can really win that division. It's really up in the air. Copper A is another 6-team division. Like I said, I took a bunch of teams who were in that Bronze B and Copper. You have Threat Level Midnight, you have John, you have Broforce, you have the Dragons, you have Advocate Athlete Copper, and then you have Bacon. So Threat Level Midnight has been a team that's only had really 1 or 2 wins in the Bronze B divisions previously to this year. John's a team who jumped up from Copper A and had some success in Bronze B. Broforce won Copper in the summer, which was really a split of Copper A and B, but they won the Copper A division. And then the Dragons are always a really strong team in Copper A. Advocate Athlete is going to be headed up by Devo. He's kind of adding another team since he's not doing Sundays due to football. He's added some pieces in there from Cafe Carmela, who was in Bronze A last year. So I expect them to be a really strong team as well. And then Bacon has actually added 2 players that I think are really going to help them out as well, and Andrew Lovato and Lou Dietrich. And I think they're going to be a lot better of a team too. So it's kind of mixing, those 2 divisions of the couple Copper A teams that are stronger and the Bronze B teams that haven't had success in Bronze B lately, and meshing them into one division. And again, making it a 6-team division is going to make that regular season very worthwhile. These are like kind of the divisions too, where I would love to do some sort of relegation, where if you win this division, you hop up into the division above you, and if you're last place in that division above you for regular season, you kind of slide down. So I think there could be some intermingling in there. I was talking to a captain today actually, and we were discussing the fact that really this could be one big 12-team division, but I didn't see it useful to do a 12-team division and just split it in playoffs anyway, because I feel like there could be some blowouts in that 12-team division. Anytime you do anything more than 8, the talent level kind of falls apart a little bit. So you really want to keep the division smaller, and it makes it a nice balanced schedule, because if there's 6 teams in a division, it means you play every team twice. So it's even across the board for everybody, having a balanced schedule. Whereas if you do a 12-team division, you're not even going to play teams in your division. So it really doesn't make sense to do it that way. That's kind of where my thought was with the Bronze B, Copper A kind of situation. Which leads us to our last division, Copper B. Another 8-team division. This is one that I've even explained to the teams in this Copper B division. I may even split this into a Copper B and Copper C for playoffs. Just going to kind of play it out and see where we are halfway through the standings with that. And you will play a normal regular season against everybody, but it might be one of those things where when it comes playoff time, we do a top 4, bottom 4. But kind of going through the teams, we have Bad News Bears, we have the No Names, the 2 Utes, Turbulence, Flying Hellfish, the Wolf Pups. We have 43 Oak, and then we also have a new team, which is another free agent team, Cafe Carmela. So not that it's going to be the guys from Cafe Carmela, but I do have the jerseys. They are a sponsor of the league, so I like to keep a team in their name. So they're going to be represented now in the Copper division with a bunch of free agents and a couple guys who previously played with the Venom. So you kind of have a mishmash of, there's actually 3 junior kids on that team. There's 2 guys from the Venom on that team, a couple guys who play Sunday who are moving over, and a couple guys that are making their way back into playing in the league. So it's going to be a really good team, actually. The big question mark there is the goaltender. I know he hasn't played in a while, but once he gets it back under, gets playing back under his feet, I feel like they're going to actually be a pretty good team. And this is a division where if I do split it, it's really going to make it competitive. So I may do that and make that decision about Game 5 if we're going to split it for the season, because if I do that, then you're kind of playing to get into that upper echelon of Copper B and that lower echelon. I don't know if I'm going to call it like a north-south or just a B and a C, but we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. So the weeknight league completely stacked up this year, and I'm really excited to have these smaller divisions to make it more competitive, and with how the divisions are set up, also having it more competitive for the regular season, which will lead into your playoff. So games will start next Tuesday. Obviously, we're going to be off for Monday because it's Labor Day. So besides one gold and silver team, the gold and silver pretty much start the following week. Everybody else is going to be playing their games just due to the amount of time slots for the first week. And then once the second week rolls around, we will have everybody fully on board. With the schedule itself, obviously I do my best with meeting all of your requests. I know some people have sent in a few requests after I released the first 3 weeks. As far as the first 3 weeks go, I go based off the request of registration. I know guys are still managing the rosters, adding guys, removing guys and stuff, so those requests do change. So I always put up the first 3 weeks, and then I put up the remainder of the season for that reason, to try to accommodate everybody as best as possible. Obviously, with there being one sheet, a sold-out league, doesn't always, it doesn't always work where I can give you every Tuesday or only Wednesdays. It's just you're gonna have to deal with it. And as far as like the late games go, people are going to get 10-20 games. I make that, abundantly clear in the beginning of the season that you will get some 10-20 games. If you have it the first couple weeks, I know it sucks because you're kind of just working your way back into things, but you also get them out of the way and knock it out early on. So very excited for this. Also, working with Benny, my assistant director. So him and I are going to be very, in tune with each other as far as keeping up to date with things like the Instagram. We're kind of working out what some of the tasks are going to be. Ben's very good. He runs the Philadelphia Barons for the Pie Hot team that we have, and I run our team, the Few. So both very good with the Instagram stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot more active, I guess you would say, on that. We have a couple strategic partners, too, that we're going to be working closely with. So I'm hoping to get a couple more sponsors in here for some giveaways and things like that. Ben and I have talked about doing things like games of the week where, if you win that game of the week, and we might just kind of rotate that through every division and pick a random game and be able to give some things away if you win that game. So we have some cool things that we're looking to implement into the league, doing more of the updates. Summer season is always kind of a mess just because it is, A, it's short, and B, people are very busy, especially myself in the summer with all the roller tournaments going on and Roller Dad. It makes it hard to stay up to date with things. And then lastly, speaking of Roller Dad news, we actually started making stickers that we're going to be doing for a lot of the roller tournaments. Everybody in the Nerc League will be getting this logo right here for helmet stickers or, your cooler stickers, whatever you want. But I had about 300 to 400 of those produce. So Rob's been working on those. He's my partner with Roller Dad to get everybody dialed in with Nerc stickers for the league. So it's going to be pretty cool that everyone's going to, be able to represent Nerc wherever they play. Throw the helmet sticker on, just like we did with the Roller Dad stickers. I still have a ton of Roller Dad stickers for the teams that did not get them. I know a bunch of guys kind of were like, whatever with them, but Roller Dad News is a great source to follow roller hockey if you're into it and you want to stay up to date with what's going on in the pro leagues, the pro tournaments, and even the international stuff as well. So keep in tune with all of our social media pages. Obviously, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and stay up to date with the website. These videos are now going to go on YouTube only, just because Instagram, tough with uploading lately, and you can only do videos up to 15 minutes. So I wanted to have something a little more longer form that I could send people to. It'll also be embedded in the website too under our news pages. And if you go on our website, you could click on the news and you could see all the previous news stories as well. So it's cool that we're going to be able to have kind of a few places where these videos are going to reside. I'm working out the Sunday League as we speak, just waiting on one team to get back to me. I had a team drop late today, so I'm just waiting on the team to replace them. So if that, and it looks like it's going to work out. So once that team gets replaced, I will be releasing the Sunday schedule. The benefit with that is the Sunday starts kind of on the back half of our first week of the weeknight, so I do have a little more time to kind of get things underway there. But we will be releasing a Sunday video breaking down the entire division or the entire league, just like I did with the weeknight league. I'll actually throw a recap in there for the playoffs because I never got around to it. And yeah, it's pretty much it. So thanks everyone for hanging in here. I know this was a long one, but there's a lot of stuff to cover, especially because we have the start of the new season coming up. And we appreciate everyone for joining up for the leagues.